Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is my mid-year update of the best cash ISAs for 2025. So I'm going to tell you about the latest best cash ISAs that you can open right now. Before we get into it, please take a second to give the video a like. Thanks for the like, and if you want to stick around and see more videos from me, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for subscribing too. Let's get into the video. If you keep an eye on savings account interest rates, you might have noticed that they have been changing a lot recently, especially with the Bank of England base rate reduction that we saw a few weeks ago. But you can still get some really good interest rates, particularly with cash ISAs. So that's why I'm telling you about them today, because the cash ISAs at the moment do have the highest interest rates compared to regular savings accounts. So if you do want to make the most of your money and get the highest interest rate on your savings, then you are going to want to consider a cash ISA. Cash ISAs, of course, have the benefit of being a tax-free savings account as well. So cash ISAs still pay the top interest rates versus standard savings accounts, and you can get some really good rates at the moment. So let me tell you about these in interest rate order. So I'll start with the cash ISAs that have the highest interest rates first, and these again are higher than standard savings accounts. So if you want a high interest savings account right now, then these are the accounts for you. All of the accounts that I'm going to talk about in today's video are FSCS protected up to £85,000, and I link all of the accounts in the description box below. So if you do want to open any of them or find out more, then you can use the links in my description. Okay, let's get started with the first one. The cash ISA with the highest interest rate right now is with CHIP, and the interest rate on this is 4.96%. This is the highest interest rate you can get on your savings right now. It is a great rate, and it does include a new customer bonus. So if you are a new customer of CHIP, then you can get this rate. The minimum that you need to open this one is just £1, and then the maximum that you can deposit is £20,000. So the maximum ISA deposit limit for a year. You open and manage this one in the CHIP app. I've been saving with CHIP for a few years now, and I quite like the app. It's easy to use, so that's something that I can recommend as well. Interest is paid monthly with this one, and it is a flexible ISA, so that just means that if you do withdraw and then want to redeposit any money in the same tax year, then it won't affect your overall ISA allowance, which is quite good. CHIP isn't a bank, so any deposits that you make into this ISA are held with ClearBank. It is an easy access ISA as well, which is great. That's all the main info you need to know about the CHIP Cash ISA. It does have the current highest interest rate at 4.96%, so definitely worth considering if you're a new customer to CHIP, because you can get access to this high rate. If you're not a new customer to CHIP, if you've already got your new customer bonus, for example, then you could try out the next one, which is with Plum. This has a very slightly lower interest rate at 4.95%, so still a high interest rate and one of the highest that you can get right now. This one also includes a new customer bonus, so if you're a new customer of Plum, then you can get access to this one. So it's a 12-month new customer bonus interest rate, and it's currently 4.95%, so it's a really good and high interest rate right now. The limitation with this one is that you can only make up to 3 withdrawals per year. If you want to make any more than that, then your interest rate would really drop. So if you're considering this one, make sure that it's money that you hopefully don't need to access, or certainly don't need to access more than 3 times per year, because otherwise your interest rate would reduce quite a lot. You can make transfers in to the Plum Cash ISA, but if you do receive a reduced interest rate. So this perhaps would be better for you if you just want to open a new cash ISA and deposit new money into this account and make the most of the interest rate. So it's not the best for transfers in. If you do want to transfer in a balance, then you could consider the next ISA that I'm going to tell you about in a minute or two. The minimum that you need to open this one is just £1, but if you do want to receive the interest rate, which obviously you do because that's why you're opening this account, then you do need to have a minimum balance of £100 in the account. Like all of the accounts that I'm going to tell you about today, your deposits are protected up to £85,000, and your money is held with Citibank and Lloyds Bank as well. You open and manage this one in the Plum app, which is also easy to use. It's got some nice savings features as well, like Chip does, so it's pretty good in that sense too. It's not a flexible ISA, and you can choose whether your interest is paid monthly or annually. Overall, I think this is another great option, especially if you're a new customer to Plum, because you can take advantage of the interest rate if you are, and it's just slightly lower than the Chip one, so it's still very competitive and one of the highest interest rates that you can get right now. It would be better for you, like I said earlier, if you only need to make up to 3 withdrawals per year, so you are a bit limited in that sense. But if that's something that you are comfortable with, then it could be a great option right now. The next cash ISA does allow transfers in, and they do pay the same interest rate on the balance that you're transferring in. So if that's what you're looking for, then definitely stay tuned for this one. This is the cash ISA from Trading 212. The interest rate on this one is currently 4.86%. As we see all the time, the interest rates do go up and down. At the moment, Trading 212 is third on the list. Often they are the highest interest rate, or they do offer the highest interest rate around. But at the moment, they are offering the third highest interest rate at 4.86% at the time of making this video. This does include a new customer bonus. So if you follow the instructions in the description box below, then you can get the new customer bonus interest rate, so you can make sure that your interest rate is 4.86%. The minimum that you need to open the Trading 212 ISA is just £1, and then of course you can deposit up to a maximum of £20,000. You open the Trading 212 ISA in the app or online, but you need to manage it in the Trading 212 app. It is a flexible ISA, so that means that you can withdraw and redeposit in the same tax year without it affecting your overall allowance, which is really good. And of course, as I said earlier, they do allow transfers in, and you do get that high interest rate on the balance that you transfer in as well. Finally, it is an easy access ISA, so you can deposit and withdraw as much as you like, and it's usually instant. As I've said in previous videos, I've noticed that most of the time it's pretty much instant when I withdraw from my ISA. Sometimes it can take up to a couple of days or even a few days if you are withdrawing, say on a Friday or on a weekend, but most of the time you can get your money pretty much instantly, and there's no limit on the amount of withdrawals that you can make or the amount of deposits that you can do as well, which is pretty good too. Last thing to tell you is that the interest is calculated daily and paid monthly. That's all about the Trading 212 cash ISA. If you've already taken advantage of your new customer bonus with any of the accounts that I've talked about today, then this next one could be for you. The interest rate on this is 4.8%, so still a competitive and high interest rate, and this is from Tembo. The minimum that you need to open this one is £10, and of course the maximum again that you can deposit is £20,000. It is an easy access ISA, so you can deposit and withdraw as and when and as much as you like. Your interest is calculated daily, so you can see it accumulating daily, and it is paid monthly. Your money is again protected by the FSCS up to £85,000, and with Tembo your money is held by Barclays and the Bank of Scotland. It's always good to know which bank specifically is holding your money, because of course if you do have savings elsewhere with other banks, then the £85,000 protection applies to each bank, so your money saved up to £85,000 with each particular bank. You open the Tembo ISA in the app and you manage it in the app as well. If you're interested in opening the Tembo ISA, be sure to use my link in the description box, because if you do, you can get a cash bonus of up to £250, so completely free just by using my link at no cost to you. You can get a free cash bonus. And finally, as I said, it's an easy access ISA, so deposits and withdrawals are instant and unlimited. That's all about the Tembo Cash ISA. I think it's another great option. I have trialed this one myself as well, along with many of the cash ISAs that I'm talking about today, so I can personally recommend this one as well. So continuing in interest rate order, I want to tell you next about a 1-year fixed cash ISA, which does have the next highest interest rate available at the moment, and it could be good for you, especially if you're expecting interest rates to go down or you're just worried about fluctuating interest rates, then you can fix your interest rate with this next account. This next one is a 1-year fixed rate cash ISA, and this is with Virgin Money, and the interest rate is 4.27%. So this could be quite a nice way to fix your interest rate. Obviously it is quite a bit lower than all of the interest rates that I've talked about today, but it is a nice way to fix an interest rate if that's what you're looking for. The minimum deposit for this one is just £1. You can actually make withdrawals if you want to, but of course you wouldn't really want to do it unless you absolutely had to, because you would pay 60 days of interest if you do need to make any withdrawals. You open this one online and the interest can be paid monthly or at maturity. These final two cash ISAs are offered by high street banks and building societies. They do have considerably lower interest rates, but if you are looking for a high street name, you only want to open a cash ISA with a high street name rather than the online ones that I've mentioned earlier, then these are the two for you. The first one is a 2-year fix from the Leeds Building Society at 4.1%. The minimum deposit with this one is £1,000 and the maximum is of course £20,000. You can open and manage this one online. Interest is paid annually and it's not a flexible ISA. You can actually make as many withdrawals as you like, but the balance does need to stay above £1,000. The interest rate is actually variable and you do need to open and manage this one online. The final cash ISA that I want to tell you about today, with the 7th highest interest rate available right now, is with the post office, and the interest rate is 4.05%. This does include a 1-year bonus interest rate, and the minimum you need to deposit in this one is £100, up to a maximum of £20,000. You can open and manage this one online, and interest is paid annually. It's not a flexible ISA, but it is an easy access ISA, so you can deposit and withdraw as much as you like. Overall, the interest rate on this one is quite a bit lower than all of the accounts that I've mentioned today, but if you are looking for a familiar name or you already use a post office, then you might want to consider this one. That's it for today's video. Those were all of the best cash ISAs, and that was my update for the middle of the year in 2025. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you did, please leave a comment below and let me know. Thank you for watching up until this point. If you did, please give me a quick like. Thank you for the like and for making it this far, and see you next time.